Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinars. Today, we're going to be talking about GoFormative.com. Um, I am a fifth grade bilingual teacher here at Southgate Elementary, and helping me with the chat is Meredith Lane from Pearson, and she's a third grade teacher there. So, for anything else, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask the question through the chat, and Meredith will gladly answer that for you guys. So, let's begin. All right. So before we can talk about GoFormative.com, you're gonna need a few things in order to get the best outcome for this from this resource. Just make sure that you go through Chrome through the. This is really important. That way you can have all the features that it has available for you guys. Okay, so Chrome is really awesome, and I'm going to show you guys a few of the things that you can do with it, and that's going to help you to have the best experience with GoFormative. Now, if you go to Google or if you go up to the top browser and you type in you're gonna see a lot of multiple, pretty much they're like applications that you can use through Chrome, and the one that you're gonna need the most is gonna be called Fireshot. Now, in order for you to find the Fireshots, you're gonna need to hit the extensions, which is multiple things, and I'll show you guys later on about more about the extensions. What you want to look for is called Fireshot. It's going to look like this. It says take web page screenshots entirely Fireshot. And that's exactly what you want. So as you can tell, mine's green. That means I've already downloaded. But if you haven't downloaded yet, it's going to be blue. It's going to ask you to add to Chrome. And you're going to say yes and whatnot. So just follow the instructions right afterwards. And I'm going to show you later on how to use this. Hundreds of awesome extensions that you could use in the classroom, and I would highly recommend that you look into them. Just remember that you need Chrome to use them. So whenever you go to GoFormative.com, let me get there real quick. Once it loads, sorry. So once you get there, it's going to ask you to sign up, and I would highly recommend that you sign up using your using Google, using your again. It'll be much faster and much easier to use. So once you log in, you want to use Google login instead of Clever. I tried that once and it really didn't work out for me. So use Google login. So once you sign in and sign up, you're gonna see multiple tabs that you're gonna be using for this resource. So if you look at the top left, formative, those are all the assignments you have created for your class. Classes is where you can add students. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this later on. And tracker is where you can track the students' progress. And I'm going to speak a little bit about this later on through this webinar. So the first thing you want to do is add your students. So go to class, and it's going to ask you add new class. As you can tell, I already have my classes set up, but I'm going to do a new one. So you hit new class, and let's name it test 1, I guess. Let's do T1, and you can pick a color, I guess, whichever color you want. So the easiest way, as you can tell, here's test one. You want to add students. Now, the easiest way to do it is the way I did it was I went to Skywords. Now I had to copy all the students' email address and password, and they can do this by themselves. So the way to do that is students already have an account. So you'll click on it, and what they do is using their email and using their password, they can log into GoFormative, and they can type in this code to jump straight into your class. So all they have to do is just give them the email address, their password, and once again, just give them this class code, and they can just jump in. You don't have to do anything else. Now, if you don't want to go through that trouble, you go to the next one. I will create their account. So pretty much you can type the first, last name. You can type their own unique username, or they can pick it however you want, and they can create their own password. Now, I would highly recommend that you do this with the higher groups, with the higher kids. You know, I would just I think it would be easier for them to do it by themselves. Now, the smaller kids, I think you will have to do it for them. On the last one, student would create accounts. What I did, what I thought was the easiest way to do it was I created a Google Classroom account, and I have here my classes. I have here my first class and my second class. As you can tell, I have 16 students on one, 18 on the other one. So what I do is I would create a new assignment. I'll show you that how to do that later on. But I will create a new assignment, and I would type in the link here. And all they have to do is just click on it, and automatically will take them to that link. And that would just automatically add them to the GoFormative. So once you have added your class, now you're able to create your assignments. So the way to do that is you go to the formative homepage. You will click New Formative. And here, you're going to be able to edit the title. So let's name this, once again, let's name it Test 1. Once you created a title, you can now add the assignment. So if you click on the plus sign, it will give you multiple selections that you can use to create an assignment. Okay, the first option here on the question is multiple choice. So pretty much you'll click on it and you will type in your answer or your question, sorry. So what is 2 plus 2? All right, well, now all you have to do is make sure you type in the answers. Okay, and so on. And at the bottom, you pretty much just choose the correct answer. In this case, it'll be C. Now, if you don't need the extra D, you can go ahead and click the little trash can or trash bin. Click on it to erase that option. As you can see, you have the key. It's telling you exactly what's the correct answer. So once the students choose the right answer, it's going to let you know as a teacher if they got it correct or if they got it incorrect. At the bottom of the key, you have a tag where it says tag standard. Now, standard, pretty much you would choose the TEKS that are based on this question. So if you click on it, now the first time you do it, here, let me show you real quick. Go back to, another thing is, like, you don't have to click anything to save it. It automatically saves it for you. So you don't have to go through that trouble of saving and going back and forth and whatnot. So to add the standard or the TEK, you'll click on select standard set. Here you hit Texas, because we're in Texas, and you would choose a subject. Okay, so for example, you want to do math. In this case, math, you want to choose the grade level that you're in. Let's say second grade. Confirm and exit. So now if you click on it, you have the second grade TEKS. So this is really beneficial. So let's say if the kids get the correct answer, it's going to tell you that, okay, it's this amount of students have mastered this TEK, you can move on, or there is there's multiple there's multiple students that have got incorrect, and there's that TEK that you need to work on for later on in the future. Another way, let's say you click the wrong TEK. So what you want to do is hit the home page, click on your little icon, your little avatar up here on the top right, minus LR. Y'all click on it, go to settings, and you'll hit standard sets, and you'll pretty much follow the same process as the first time I showed you. You hit your state, in this case Texas, and your subject, and then you'll choose your grade level. So the next option that we have is multiple selection. So the next is multiple selection. It's just pretty much like multiple choice, but in this case, you get to choose multiple answers, and you can do the same thing. Type in your question, the correct answers. It can be multiple. It could be all the first three or whatever. And once again, you can click on the standard that goes for that question. The next one, since I'm a reading teacher, I enjoy the next one because it's short answer. So in short answer, pretty much it's an open-ended question. So instead of giving an A, B, C, D, the students are able to express their ideas, opinions, or whatever you want them to do for that day. And, they're just able to write instead of giving them a pencil and paper. They're able to do this instead. The bad thing about this, though, unlike the top ones, the multiple choice where you can choose the correct answer, on this one, it doesn't let you. I mean, you can add a correct answer, but unless the student doesn't type it word for word, it's not going to mark it correct for you. So you're going to have to grade this one on your own. The next one is essay. So essay is pretty much just like the short answer. And as I said before, you're going to have to revise and correct this question yourself, because it's not going to mark it correct or incorrect unless the student types it word for word. Okay, the next one is my favorite. The next one is show your work. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm going to show you some examples later on, but I'm going to show you how this works. So show your work is pretty much you would type in the question, for example, what is 2 plus 2, once again. And here, the student pretty much is what it's asking you to do, show your work. And so the first one you see up here is the color options that you have, the font color, so you can choose whatever color you want. The second one that you see is the font size, so you can make it bigger, as big as you want. So once again, let's say you want to choose the color. Here's green. Here's red. You want to change the font size to smaller, you can. So this is really neat because the kids are able to show the work, and I'll show you guys some examples as I mentioned before. Okay, this one's really important. You have to make sure that the student has this one highlighted or clicked, which is the scribble lines right here, which is your pencils. If you don't have your pencil mark, you're not going to be able to do all this scribbling. The next one is a line, pretty much what it is. It's a line. You just create lines. The next one is square. The next one is a circle. And the next one is another one of my favorites where the kids are able to type. What I've been doing is I've been asking students to write me a short story, and once they've done that, they'll give me an illustration. So they'll use this resource right here to be able to do that. And I'm going to show you guys some example later on. Once again, as you're typing, the students, if they want to be creative, they can change the font later on. Um, they can change the font as they type or whatever. You got to be make sure that you teach them how to align their lines, or else it's gonna be all over the place like this, and it's not gonna look pretty. So it's something that you have to teach them over time. I mean, it took me a couple of days. I mean, I teach fifth grade, so it wasn't that bad for me. One is image. Pretty much, you can add a file, you can add a picture, whatever you want. I really don't use this as often because it's really not necessary for the stuff that we do in my classroom. So I just pretty much leave that one alone. The next one is a select button, which pretty much if you make a mistake, you're able to drag and move those errors. And then once you've done that, you can use the eraser, which is the last one, and just delete. You just click and drag to delete. All this scribbling stuff that they made by mistake or they were doing on purpose, then that's what they use. Now, let's say you did make a little mistake, but you don't want to erase the whole thing. Just hit the undo button, and it's going to bring it back up one more time. Okay, the last feature show you guys about Go Formative is true or false. And pretty much what it is, you ask the question, is the, I don't know, is the basketball orange? True or false? So once again, you'll choose the correct answer, and once the student has the ability to do this work, you're gonna find out if they know if the basketball is orange or not. All right. So overall, how does this work? How does all the stuff that I just taught you tied in together and work together? So I'm going to show you some of the things that I've done with my class. So let me go and click on it. For example, we were talking about theme just recently, and I asked them those questions right here. Write me a story. Write me a story that has a theme of never giving up. So if you look at the top part, this edit is what you will type in and work on as a teacher. And view response is where you'll see all the work that your kids have done in the classroom. As you can tell, I have both my classes here. Once it loads, and I have you can see all the work that that the students are doing. So once the really neat thing about it though is that you can see live they're doing. So as they're typing, you can see, oh, you know, he made a mistake here, or they're doing the incorrect thing. So what you will just stop, you'll click on their work, and you'll see this on the right. It's going to give you the student name, and it's going to show you their work. At the very bottom says type student feedback here. So pretty much you can type and send a message to the student right away, and the student will receive that message. And you know what, I need to stop, I need to rethink, I need to fix this problem. And the student is able to write back to you and respond back. So instead of having to walk around all over the classroom or whatever, you're able to see everything from one computer. You can see all the work from the students, and you don't have to worry about walking around and focusing on one kid individually. So as you can tell, I asked them to write a story, and they did, and they gave me an illustration. There's some just of the work of what they've done. As you can tell, some of them are advanced, some of them are low, but you know, it's a work in progress, and I think we're doing pretty good. Now, I had more assignments, but since I was trying, you know, at the beginning, I was trying to, you know, get to know the app or the site a little bit better. I accidentally deleted most of them, so don't make that same mistake. Just preview what I've been teaching you guys, and I think you'll be fine, and you don't have to make the same mistake as I did. Another one that I've been working on, and I think it's more advanced than what you saw. I'm using a previous star release test, and I've been copying or screenshotting. That's where the Fireshot comes in. I've been using the screenshot to screenshot the previous star test and get the story on Go Formative. So instead of me typing in, I don't know, a story or something like that and typing in the questions, I just used the previous star released test and the previous star release questions to answer those questions. So pretty much here, and I'll show you real quick how to do it. So let me go home. Let me create a new formative, and I'll click the plus sign. So here on the left side, I really don't use those as much. That's why I didn't go in depth with those. But the one that I use the most is image. So I will click on it. It's going to give you choose file. But before you choose a file, you got to make sure you have the right image for it. So I have lead forward here. Here's the same story that you just saw a while ago. So out on the top right on your extensions, those are your extensions up here on the top right. You have the little S. That's the Fireshot. That's the one you want to use. So you click on it. You can either choose to capture the entire page. It's going to capture everything that you see right now on your screen, or you can capture selection. I always use capture selection because it makes it easier on me, and it's going to go gray. So once it goes gray, you're going to click and drag your mouse to highlight what you want to do. Now I'm using this through a laptop, so I cannot see the whole screen. I mean, I could yeah, I mean, I could maximize my screen and make it bigger or smaller, and I can take the screenshot of the picture. But if you do it through your desktop, you'll be able to see the whole thing, so you don't have to see just partial part of it like I am right now. So once you have screenshot, you want to save it as an image, or you can save it as a PDF. It's up to you. So I want to save it as an image. And I don't know, I just want to use name it, whatever you want. You save it. Here it is. It's saved. You go back to Go Formative. You choose your file. And you choose the picture that you want. In this case, I want to use this one. And there it is right there. Okay, now you have your story or your partial of it as of right now, and you can continue to do the same thing. But like I said, on your desktop, you don't have to worry about this. It's going to show you the whole thing. So once you've done that, you want to add another one. You can either add an image, or you can go ahead and type the question, however you want to do it. So what I've been doing is I go back to the image. I go back to the past release test, and I look for the question that goes for it, and I'll do the same thing. I would screenshot it, save the image, and post it, type the whole thing. Okay, so the overall, the most amazing thing about Go Formative is that the grading is done for you. Okay, so let me go back to Tracker. Tracker, here it is. So all those assignments that I have, it will grade them for you. As you can tell, mine were open-ended. Mine was drawing and, write me a story and stuff like that. So I'm not able to see, if they got it correct or not. I had to go by myself and look at it myself and see if they've done it correctly. But if you do a multiple choice question, like A, B, C, D, if they got it incorrect, you'll see red. If they got it correct, you'll see green. And the really neat thing about it, once again, you have the standards and the tags up here. You click on it, and it will show you what standard they got incorrect or which one they got correct. So what I'm going to do is, if you're right next to your computer, you have your iPad, because you can do this on your iPad too. I'm going to give you the opportunity to play on it for like a couple of minutes if you have time. And then I'll show you guys the results of what you guys done. So if you guys can go to goformative.com real quick, I will truly appreciate that. And once you get there, all right, it's going to ask you, let me go real quick and I'll show you guys. If you go to goformative.com, On the top right, it's gonna you're gonna see where it says join code. So you want to click on that right now. So once again, go to goformative.com, click on join code, and the code you want to put in there is it's this one right here, that one. Real quick, go ahead and type it in, read the question, and just randomly mess around with it, play with it, and what you're going to be seeing is what the student is going to be seeing from their perspective. So that's going to give you the opportunity to see how this works. So like I said, for a couple minutes, I would appreciate if you guys would look into it, and I'm going to show you your results here in a little bit. All right, so as you can see, we have already a student working on it, and here it has a total number of questions. And let's say we have 4A, triple B is telling us how to find the answer is look at the picture above to answer the question. Our response with A, and as you can tell, it's green, so that means they got it correct. And we go to the next one. She's telling us count the part that is shaded. So she's telling us how she found the answer. It says count the part that is shaded. As you can tell, it's live. So, oh, she's deleted something.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
I changed my answer.
Oh, you changed your answer. Okay. And if we go to it, she's telling us how she's finding the answer right here. Okay, she got 3 times 9 is 24, and she's showing us 3 groups of 9. Good job. 9 is 24. And on the next one, they got it incorrect. So what is the answer to the question they chose? B, the correct answer was, let's find out. So if I go to tracker, Go to formative. You can tell math 1, they got it. They got partially right because they didn't show their work. But if we have more students, it will show a green or red. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I really hope that you guys found this beneficial for you guys, and really appreciate that you took your time to watch this webinar. If you guys have any questions or concern or anything, please email me. Here's my email address, and please don't forget to get the code so you guys can get your credit hours. So if you have any questions, please, here's my email, and you can follow me on Twitter as well. So once again, thank you so much for everything that you do, and thank you for your time.